I'm Robin Higgins, and this is, are protons able to drift in metals? No, definitely not. Protons can never, ever drift. They're super stuck where they are. So if you remember what an atom looks like, you have in the middle your nucleus with your protons and neutrons, and then surrounding it on various levels are electrons kind of floating around. Different little orbitals. So no, protons are stuck completely where they are. They can never drift. If a molecule or an atom loses a proton, it actually turns into a different atom. That's really only done during like radioactive fission. So that's very explosive and dangerous. But you can kind of tell from looking at this atom that what can drift is electrons. So they're more free and they're kind of on the outer shell. And the things that they drift most well on are metals. So the way that metals are set up is that you have all these kind of nucleuses next to each other in a grid. And then their electrons are completely free to move around. And so when electrons are moving around, that's actually the same thing as electricity, because electrons flowing is what makes a current. And so the materials that do this best are all metals. And we can call them conductors because they allow the electrons to move. And so silver, copper, gold, iron, most metals are all really good conductors. So this is why we use wires made out of metal, because the electrons need to flow through something that it's a good conductor. And on the opposite side of that, you have insulators. So just like how we make wires out of metal, we coat them with insulators like plastic. And those stop the electron flows so electricity doesn't flow into your hand or wherever else the wire is. And so some insulators are fiberglass, rubber, oil, and ceramic. And the difference between these is that in insulators, electrons are completely trapped and they're stuck wherever they are and they're not allowed to move. So free-moving electrons, conductors, electrons that can't move, insulators, 0% of the time do protons ever drift or move. I'm Robin Higgins, and this is Do Protons Drift in Metals?